Hello, so this is the last video that I'll be making, and I've had a blast this summer. But I guess we'll dive straight into the final reflections. So I guess I'll first talk about the topic that I'd love to learn more about. The week that we covered the Roaring Twenties, probably had some of my favorite was my favorite topic to cover. It had so many interesting different things going on, and every time I cover it in class, it's something new. I always uncover something new. And this time around, I found out about all the large corporations and companies that we all know today that got their start in the 20s. I didn't know that. Next, we'll talk about a topic that I wish had been covered, but I know that we were in a condensed semester this time. The post civil rights period was covered, like the Reagan administration and going into space, and things of that nature. I mean, that's kind of like the extent of my knowledge, really, when it comes to post civil rights era, leading up to the early 2000s and September 11th and things of that nature. Because most of my history classes that I've taken kind of basically stopped there. And I never really get to learn in depth about the various administrations and also the scandals that came with it. I hear about different things, and people have their conspiracy theories and things of that nature, and it's kind of just the talk of other people that I hear about the that kind of. My favorite assignment had to be watching the Jack Johnson documentary. Jack Johnson was a character I loved. The documentary. At first, I just watched the first part and typed out my responses for what we'd be talking about over Zoom. But then I went back and watched the rest of the documentary because I wanted to know all about Jack Johnson. It was really cool, like I said, and I also liked getting to talk because that was the week we got to talk on Zoom with some of my other classmates. So I got to see their faces and have a kind of somewhat normal classroom setting. And that was cool, talking with them and also talking with you as well. So the most surprising thing this semester that I learned about was the Lakota Sioux and their reservations. I didn't have any really idea that there was still such a large group of Native Americans living together on these reservations. I guess I didn't really think about it. And I kind of figured they had kind of dispersed around America, but didn't know that they were still on these reservations, or there was a good number still on these reservations. And they were in such poor conditions was really disheartening because of the fact that they had been stripped of their land many years ago, and continuously been lied to. And I just feel like something should be done, it's a wrong that should be righted. Lastly, I'll talk about my online experience. So I love history, specifically college history, because in high school and middle school and elementary, it's kind of watered down. You get the same stories. But when you get into college history, quote unquote, I guess, you get to uncover and discover the real truths of our country's history, the good, the bad, and the ugly. Since a lot of people just don't go to college for whatever reason, and I'm not attacking anybody that chooses not to go to college, but since there are so many Americans that are walking around with only partial knowledge of our country's true history, I feel like that's kind of the reason why so many different themes continue to just reoccur, and they don't have to. Everybody truly had a good, firm understanding of our country's real history, unbiased, just clear-cut facts. I feel like people would be more insensitive of other people's cultures and know that, different groups in our country have been wronged. And because of that, continue to ignore the fact that certain groups have been treated unfairly or more fairly than others, then we can come to more of a cohesive understanding of each other, be able to heal and kind of move forward in terms of, social justice, reform, and, civil rights, women's rights, just so many different issues. We can come to more faster, cohesive results. If that makes any positive note, I just want to really thank you for taking the time again to just watch it on my videos. And giving me the opportunity to make these videos instead of typing behind a computer This has been a really cool option. I wish more teachers did this because I feel like it's more personable and then, it's a little bit easier, you know? I hope to see you around one day and make it a great school year. Thanks.